So now that we have the site-to-site VPN created, then there are a few final configuration steps that need to be done. And they're quite similar to the point-to-site VPN, but because it is the entire network that's connected to the virtual network, it's obviously a little bit different. But we can just access our site-to-site VPN here and just click on that. And we'll see we've got pretty much the same options as always, just a few quick links there, but we can go to our dashboard page and we'll see again what it looks like. So the site-to-site VPN, the gateway itself was not created, and that's actually exactly what it was for the point-to-site VPN. So we do just simply have to click on Create Gateway. Now we'll do that last because that does take about 10 minutes. So the other option again, you see, of course, is My Local Network, and then what we have is the VPN device sitting there in front of that. So to help configure that VPN device, you've got a nice little help option here to download VPN device script options. So it depends on what this is, and obviously you can configure this manually, but this can help you out. And just before we go have a look at this, I'm just going to click on the help section here. And right here you see download a VPN device configuration script file. So if you're not entirely certain how to get started here, you can click on this and there's an option about the VPN devices. So this will actually tell you that there are various templates available for, you see here, Cisco devices, Juniper, or even in fact routing and remote access service on a Windows Server 2012 system. So you can click on any one of those and get an idea as to what the templates are, but let's just have a look at the Windows Server one. So in fact, you see right here is a PowerShell script that can be used as a guideline. So you can just copy this and then just paste that into your PowerShell editor and you can run that and you see what it's doing. It's installing the RES role. Okay. VPN setup information here is done and the interface information is done here. Now obviously you need to modify values such as this one here you see for the appropriate addresses and things like that, but like any template it's meant to be modified. So you can just download or copy that script, run that in a PowerShell editor. And the other options that you see here, we just go back into our Azure portal. We can download one of these actual device script options. So we can click on this. And then again, you see the vendor here. So you just choose the appropriate vendor. And again, if we just choose Microsoft, for example, then the platform is automatically set to RES by default. And 2012 is the only operating system that's supported. We can go ahead and download that one. And we can just save that. And we'll just put it out on the desktop. You see VPN device script, CFG, so it's a standard CFG file that can be imported. So we'll download that. Now again, I don't really have anything that I can set up in this environment, but we can still see, get an idea of what the script is like. So we can just close this now, minimize this, and there's our file out on the desktop. So we can just open that with Notepad and pretty much the same idea. Again, it's just a standard script CFG file that you can use to configure your server however you see fit. And again, you just have to modify whatever values in here are appropriate to match your configuration. So again, you see it's installing the service and finally down here restarting the service and things like that, using a few PowerShell commands and various other means. So however you need to set up your device, obviously that's your call, but you do have these utilities to help you get set up and get started. So now that you have whichever appropriate device script and you can run that, then your final step is in fact to create the gateway. And again, you just have to click on Create Gateway. That will go ahead and you can choose the two options here for static routing or dynamic routing. And again, that's obviously your choice. So we can go with dynamic in case. And say yes, and that's going to start provisioning the gateway. So again, that will take up to about 10 minutes to complete. And then basically you've got your site-to-site VPN set up as long as you configure your own gateway and then any other necessary configurations within the Azure gateway, and your two networks will be able to communicate with each other.